Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your 2020 mid-year overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Sagittarius. And let me just say, I'm including the August reading. I'm just going to pull a few cards for August, but the bulk of this reading is going to be the second half of 2020. So this is a different spread from what I normally do. I hope you enjoy. Take a moment to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment if anything resonates, and share with all your friends because they need my magic. They need my readings. Anywho, let's dive into this. As always, I'm going to lay this spread out first and then we will get started. Okay, so let me explain this reading. So this is actually just the timeline for the second half of 2020. So from July to December, they're broken down into quarters, and I'll be filling in the timeline as we go with another deck. But first thing, let me pull the oracle cards first. So you have self-love, giving to yourself, being with yourself, showing yourself the love and respect that you deserve, that you want to receive more of in your life. Really honoring the things that are coming up here. And I want to be clear, self-love is not just like self-care activities. Self-love is giving yourself the things that you need, giving yourself the things you desire, and also doing things that are necessary, like setting boundaries and integrating different parts of, you know, we could call it divine masculine, like being able to support the structures that you have in place and being able to lovingly push yourself as well, like pushing yourself to challenge yourself and grow and evolve. That's also a part of self-love. So it's not just about comfort. It's not just about, oh, I'm doing something that just feels indulgent in the moment. It also has to do with lovingly letting yourself get pushed and evolved. And then we have the comic. So this is equivalent to like the clown, archetypally speaking. And this is about performance and also letting yourself laugh, like really having a sense of humor when it comes to life as a whole, right? I think especially right now when tensions are high, when things are really uncertain, if you can find a way to make yourself laugh or get back to joy, get back to play, that can be really, really healing, because there's a lot of dust kicked up right now, and so it's just going to be wise for you to kind of anchor into things that lighten your spirits. And then we have restriction. Limitations may actually be creative opportunities. Choose helpful constraints to make the big idea real. Don't be fooled by others' limiting beliefs. That last one is really important. Much of the time when we are doing things, when we're pursuing things, when we're doing our thing, right, what's in alignment for us independently, it's very easy for other people to come in and project all over it, right? If it doesn't go along with whatever's right for that person. So be careful. If you're receiving a lot of feedback or information, just make sure that you have plenty of discernment around, is that yours or is that theirs? Is it a helpful reflection or is it a projection? Okay, now let's get into the timeline for the second half of 2020. And so this technically covers July. It's like that 6-week period from July into mid-August. So let's see. We have the devil, temptation. This is a lack. This is scarcity, right? Because there's a time scarcity that's happening here. I can't get it done, or what am I doing? There's like confusion, uncertainty, a lack of belief in yourself. So let's see what else is going on at this point in time. This is a big growth opportunity for you as well. And this is also the type of energy that you can meet with humor in order to transform it. We have the Knight of Pentacles. So this actually looks like professional stuff, work stuff, career, purpose, whatever your purpose is, right? I'm using that word loosely because it's not necessarily like a career purpose, but think about it in a practical sense. Like, what are you here to do, experience, be? And the practical day-to-day stuff is what makes up your life. That's what your life is going to be composed of. And so here with the devil, I think there's a lot of conflict between where you're heading, like what you actually want to do, and then you might be experiencing a disconnect between the desire, where you want to go, and what you either think is possible, or you might be getting lost in the how, or you might be getting impatient, or you might be getting in your own way. This is a lot of self-sabotage energy I'm getting, so you're going to want to watch that into mid-August. Give yourself the opportunity to shift out of that. Give yourself the opportunity to really play with new ideas, new inspiration. Second quarter, we have the Three of Cups. This is a lot of fun, pleasure, bliss, play, time with friends, time connecting with others. This is a really good time to make connections. So networking in any capacity, right? Expanding your network is going to be really helpful in this second quarter. So just think about how can you connect more, or how can you make it more expansive, right? Think about the pleasure and play frequencies, and then just ask yourself, how can you invite more of that into your life? Because I'm getting that with this devil in contrast, it's kind of like you're moving from dull, drab, self-sabotage, getting in your own way, into how can I make this a more pleasurable experience for myself? And then to clarify that, we have the King of Wands. Own it. Own your desires. Own the fun. Own the evolution. The part of you that wants to kind of like be your full self. Allow that. Give yourself permission to own that fully. And that's what's coming through here, is the more you're authentic and true to yourself, the higher quality connections and relationships are going to come in, and the deeper things are going to get with people in the right ways. Then the third quarter, we have the Two of Wands. You're starting to cast a vision again. Right now, let me be clear. We're constantly, technically casting visions, right? Because you're imagining things in the future. Maybe you're dress rehearsing tragedy, or maybe you're dreaming up something really cool, and you're thinking about things long term, big picture. We're always doing this. We're always forecasting into our life in the future. But this is more of an intentional planning, preparing, getting clear. There's prep work happening in this third quarter. So this is like October into November. Nope, that's not it. Okay, let's see. Ten of Wands. So the one warning that I'm going to give you is that in this third quarter right here, as you start moving into towards the end of the year, I think you might start looking at 2021 and thinking, I have 40 irons in the fire. I need to pursue all 40. I think that's going to be a big fat mistake. If I'm being totally transparent, you have to be really careful with taking on too much. Be very careful. Just because you're forecasting things in the future, you look at this card, right? If this is what you have the potential to fall into with time scarcity, this could really throw you off if you're prone to getting overwhelmed, or feeling like, oh, I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough resources, right? So you can do everything, but maybe not all at the same time. And you have to be, I don't want to say realistic, but be reasonable with the actual amount of energy that you have and where you can allocate that. Be reasonable on your body, right? Your spirit might want a lot, and it might be here to do a whole bunch of stuff and accomplish a lot of things, and that's amazing and wonderful, and you should do all those things. But also understand that you're working and evolving and changing as well, and you need to give yourself some grace. So just because you want many things does not mean you should do them all at the same time, and be okay with that. When you're forecasting things for yourself, make sure that you pace it in a way that feels really aligned with you. And then the fourth quarter, we have the 5 of Swords. Yeah, so this is like dropping what doesn't work. This is shifting out what you need to let go of, stepping away, pulling energy away from anywhere that it's being squandered. I like this here because it's going to help you clean up and refine as you step into 2021, and that's just going to be so beneficial for you. Let's see what else is happening at the end of the year. Yeah, 10 of Pentacles. If you're refining things at the end of the year, it's going to set up a really solid foundation. But I think there might be some ideas that you want to abandon. There might be some things where it's like, you know what, I don't want to take on that project. I don't want to do that thing. So you might have to cut that or trim things, prune things as you go, and really allow yourself to be okay with that, because the foundation actually matters more. Some things you might want to delegate or not do yourself or not pursue at all, or there might be a lot of reprioritization is what's happening at the end of the year. So this is vision. This is getting your priorities straight. So that's the main transition that happens at the end of the year, is you realize, oh my God, I have 50,000 ideas. Oh my God, I have so many different things going on. There's all this stuff to do. And then at the end of the year, you're more refined. You're just narrowing everything down and saying, okay, these are the 4 things that I concretely want, or that I am comfortable pursuing at this time. And that's where you want to really shift your focus to. And if you go into 2021 with a really clear focus and intention, things are going to pan out a lot better. If you go into 2021 scattered with a lack of clear priorities and you can't keep your vision straight, or you're not in a habit of refining your vision and getting really clear on what you want, that's where you're going to start running into trouble, because you're going to start squandering time if you get distracted. So it's okay to have like multiple things going at the same time, but make sure you can come back to your priorities and really ask yourself, what is important to me? It's creating healthy restriction for yourself, because it's very easy when you have a lot of ideas, when you have a lot of things going on, if your priorities are not clear, if you don't have those boundaries and restrictions in place that are healthy and supportive, that healthy divine masculine I talked about in the beginning, then you can end up pouring energy into things that you don't want. And that's the last thing I want you to deal with in 2021. So get clear on that. That's the main focus here. I am going to pull the August cards for you now. I'm not doing much for August. I'm just going to do a central energy, what you have shifting out and what you have oncoming. Okay, the central energy for August is the Page of Pentacles, showing up for the endeavor, giving the thing you desire energy that is going to make this a kick-ass month. If you just give your focus, your central focus, your core desire, the attention, nourishment, and like water the seed. If you planted a seed, you need to nurture that seed. You need to give it lots of care. You need to give it lots of tenderness. Allow yourself to do that. What you have shifting out is the Ace of Wands. This is like the light bulb, the aha, the inspiration and energy to move into it. And so this has already happened. You've already initiated. This is the seed that was planted. It may have been an intention that you set a while back. It may have just been a focus that you had, or a realization that you wanted to do something. Now in August, you're actually doing it. You're actually taking the steps. You're actually making the moves. You're building it. It's happening in real time. The oncoming energy is the Hierophant. So using structure, order, boundaries to your advantage. Using systems to your advantage. This is a very organized, structured, grounded energy. And that's exactly what I think you're needing in the month of August. It's grounding out all of the airiness, uncertainty, instability, anything like that you've been facing or confronted with. It's like you have that solid earth that's anchoring you in. So this looks really, really healthy. And you can trust that throughout the month of August, you're going to be getting into more of a groove, is also the hit that I'm getting for you in general. Ride that wave of consistency and stability, and that's what's going to radiate moving forward. That's what you're going to compound and get more of. So use that wisely. Okay, now it's time for a 3-card pick. You're welcome to pick a card, any card, whichever one feels good to you. Ask a question, ask for guidance. If you need more time, pause the video. Card number 1, we have the 10 of Cups. Celebration, happiness, joy. This is just all good things. It's a big fat yes card. So enjoy the energy of the 10 of Cups. It's a reason to celebrate. Also, on the note of celebration, the frequency of celebration is very similar to gratitude, in the sense that if you embody celebration, if you're celebrating now, then you're going to receive more reasons to celebrate. So use that energetic pattern in order to get what you want. If you want success, celebrate the success now, and that's what's going to carry forward. But this is a practice. You can't do it one time and expect it to work. You have to get really good at doing it all the time. And then card number 2, we have the 4 of Wands, happiness, home. This is also a celebration energy similar to the 10 of Cups, but it's more of an emphasis on comfort and family and home, more of the Cancerian energy. In terms of guidance, the message here is, if you had to deal with something all the time, or if you had to be in the energy of something all the time, what would it be? What would you want to consistently have in your experience and hold in your home, in your heart? Look at the day-to-day. Look at the day-to-day. Look at your home life. It's kind of like happy home, happy life. Internal, external. That's how this is looking. So make sure that you are doing an audit of that if something is causing a disturbance there. Card number 3, we have Vice. So this is the devil, technically, right? Back to the card that we had up here. And this is also watch out for old patterns, bad behaviors. When I'm saying bad behaviors, I mean like destructive habits, things that really aren't good for you. Beware of numbing, right? Numbing is not the same thing as pleasure. And so that's what you have going on here. It's giving you a baseline indication of what's happening. So if you find yourself wanting to numb, wanting to check out, or wanting to revert back to old patterns, either look at the trigger or look at the environment, look at maybe how you've been neglecting yourself, go back to the self-love principle. What are you really needing? What are you needing? What have you not been giving to yourself? Where do you need to access more of that? So this is just reminding you to look at the holistic picture of what's going on. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure. And before you go, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment if anything resonated. Check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And if you would like more content from me, make sure you sign up for my newsletter. Good things come to you in my newsletter, and you can stay up to date on everything. All of the info that you need is in the description box if you'd like to work with me or check out all of the other offers that I have. Just check below. All of the decks that I've used in the reading today are also listed as well. I'm sending you so much love, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.